The another form of energy is the energy from sea. This energy from sea is divided into three parts. First is your tidal energy, second is your wave energy, and third is your ocean thermal energy. Now let's discuss it one by one. In the first case, that is the tidal energy. The tidal energy is basically the energy that comes from tides. There are two types of tides, the high tide and the low tide. On the basis of this high and low tide, the power plants are constructed. These power plants are called as tidal dam or tidal barrage. Tidal dam is basically a construction which is used to obstruct the water flow. That is, which is used to stop the sea water from going further. Now, the place where the dam is constructed is the place where the tide occurrence is frequent. Now, when the sea water rises in the case of high tide, then in that condition the water flows out from the hole into the dam. There is a hole or the opening which is made into the dam, and that opening is at a particular height. So when the sea level rises up to that height, then the water gushes out from the outlet. As soon as the water gushes out, there is a turbine connected. The turbine is basically a rotating blade. When the water falls on the turbine, then the turbine starts rotating and the generator is attached to it. The generator gets started and the current starts producing. Now, in the case of low tide, what happens? The level of sea water becomes down. When the level of sea water settles down, then in that condition, the water from the reservoir flows into the sea again. How the reservoir is created? The reservoir is created on the other part of the dam, which is formed due to the high tide. When the water of the high tide flows to the other part of the dam, then the water starts collecting there, and that part is called a reservoir. Now in this condition, when the water flows in opposite direction, then it again turns the turbine and the turbine rotates and produces electricity. That means the turbine rotates continuously in the case of high tide and in the case of low tide, producing electricity and giving us the energy. Second is the case that is wave energy. When the wind blows on the surface of water, then the wave is created. This wave moves up and down. Due to this movement of the wave, it produces electricity. Now let's see how it produces. The wave energy is produced by the floating generators. There are floating generators which are allowed to float on the surface of the water. In the case of the formation of the sea waves, the generator moves up and down due to the formation of the waves. And due to this movement of the generator, thus it converts the mechanical energy into the electrical energy. So this is how the waves are utilized for the energy production. The third is your ocean thermal energy, that is OTE. What is this OTE? What happens that the surface of the ocean is heated up by the sun. The sun continuously heats the surface of the water of the ocean. In that condition, if you compare the temperature difference between the surface of the water and the water level deep into the ocean, then in that comparison there is a vast temperature difference. Due to this temperature difference between the warm water above the ocean level and the cold water at the deep ocean level, the electricity is generated. The power plant which is used to generate electricity is called OTEC power plant. That is Ocean Thermal Energy Converter Power Plant. These power plants works on the principle of temperature difference. There should be at least 20-degree temperature difference between the warm ocean level and the deep ocean level water. When the temperature difference is maintained, then in that condition the power plant produces electricity. How it produces electricity? The power plant produces electricity by ammonia. What happens that the warm water which is above the ocean, which is heated up by the sun, it causes the ammonia which is in a liquid form to boil. When the ammonia boils, then the vapor rises. Due to the pressure of the vapors which is formed by the ammonia, it drives the generator and the electricity is generated. Now the cold water which is present deep into the ocean level, that cold water is used to turn the vapors into the liquid ammonia back again, and this process continues. The warm water heats up the ammonia and the cold water get back the unused vapors into the liquid. Thus the continuous formation of electricity is generated. The next is the geothermal energy. The word geo means earth and thermal means heat. That is the heat energy from the earth. Now, beneath the surface of earth, there are hot rocks present. These rocks are at a very high temperature, and the area where these hot rocks are present are known as hot spots. So these hot spots serve as the source to generate electricity or to generate energy. Now let's see how it is done. The hot rocks which are present below the surface of the earth, they heat up the water which is present at the underground level. When they heat up the water which is present at the underground level, then the vapors are formed or the gases are formed. This formation of gases is utilized further for energy production. What happens that at particular levels the gas pipes are inserted. These gas pipes are inserted where the hot rocks are found. As soon as the pipes are inserted, then the gas which is formed gushes out of the pipe and is collected for further use. Now sometimes two pipes were used. From one pipe the gas is collected and from the other pipe the cold water is inserted. When the cold water is introduced inside the underground level, then due to the high temperature of the hot rocks, it boiled the water and converted into gas, and that gas comes out of the outlet which is the second pipe. So this is how the geothermal energy is converted into the electricity.